Welcome, welcome. Good evening. Thrice welcome to our humble offering. We'll start the weekend here, if you haven't already started without me. You little divil. On this lovely, sun-kissed summer's day, we managed to drag our studio audience in screaming from sunlit Shepherd's Bush Green. They're sitting here unwillingly, steaming ever so slightly. How have you managed to pull yourselves together after the traumatic, wither-wringing happenings in Dallas on Wednesday night? We were all expecting it, of course, because this place leaks worse than the civil service. Bobby's untimely and violent demise it still shivered the timbers, didn't it? Mind you, he got his money's worth. He took longer to die than an operatic tenor. The thing that most struck me was that with all the support and regular custom that the Ewings give the Dallas Memorial Hospital, there weren't too many people in white coats in evidence. While poor old Bobby was taking so long to kick the bucket. Not that he looked that bad, did he? A little pale, perhaps, but no worse than I do with a hangover. If ever I'm unlucky enough to be knocked flying by a speeding automobile, I hope I look as good as Bobby. Now, talking of hangovers, which luckily we were, and summer, which seems a little late this year, there's nothing more exasperating, with the rain pouring down on your deck chair, than those pictures and recipes and articles that proliferate come rain or shine in magazines and newspapers, singing the praises of refreshing, cool drinks for those hot summer days. Only today, two national dailies are advocating their cooling cocktails for our torrid British summer. So on the basis that if you can't beat them, join them, I've never been one to refuse a jar, whatever the prevailing climatic conditions, I would like you to join me in a summer cocktail or two, lovingly mixed by my first guest tonight, Chrissy Vanston Walker. Now, this is John, our barman. Welcome, John.
Thank you.
Now, Chrissy, what's the first thing you're going to mix for me here?
Well, we thought we'd start off with my favourite, which is a margarita, which is tequila, triple sec, and lime.
Yes, of course. Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
While John is making that, I thought I'd show you how it's derived from Mexico, the way they drink tequila in Mexico.
Oh, good.
Which is where the margarita comes from.
Yes.
Now, you have to take a piece of lime.
A piece of lime. See that? I can take instructions as well as the next man, yes?
Squeeze it on the back of your hand.
No, you can't have any. Clear off. This is purely a terry tasting here, yes?
And some salt next to it.
Oh, wonderful.
Right.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
You take both at the same time, and then you dribble the lime into your mouth, and then knock back the tequila.
How can you take both at the same time? They're in different places on the back of my hand. My mouth's not that big, you know. You lick them both, too. You're shaking the devil's mixture there.
Lick.
That's revolting.
Squeeze and knock back.
Oh, God. And what happens then?
Knock back. Tequila.
Tequila. Knock all back?
Well,
I've got the rest of the program to do, you know. Anybody like a shot? Clear off. Clear off.
now that ended up as a real margarita
Yes.
with the salt round the rim and the lime and the tequila in the glass.
So it's burning. There are little men with matches marching down the inside of my chest.
Your eyes are watering.
Are they? I thought I was twinkling. So that's a margarita,
That's
is
a
it?
margarita, and that's
Delicious.
my favourite. Well, that is a margarita.
Yeah, and you can drink that even in the glass like that, can you?
That's right, through the salt, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my favourite.
I like that, but I don't like the salt.
No,
It's
it's
also-
an acquired taste. People love it or hate it, one
Yeah.
or the other. One or the other.
I'd like it without the salt, I think.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
people do. Some people do.
Yeah. A cocktail's catching on.
Cocktails have caught on. They've been going now for quite a few years in this country, and even the big pubs are now converting into sort of eat-drinkeries where you can go, and it's a nicer place to go for ladies. It didn't used to be a nice place to go for ladies.
Yes.
Now everybody can go, and they can eat and drink cheaply.
Is it a smart kind of drink? What are we getting here?
We're getting it here. We're going to get the sunrise effect.
The sunrise effect,
yes.
ladies and gentlemen, and you cannot touch a drop of it because, again,
This is a red sails in the sunset.
red sails in the sunset.
Grenadine has been poured down the rum punch into the bottom, and it's now feeding its way back up.
By cracky, so it is. Oh, look,
And that's a cocktail. This might be more to your taste. This is actually a bit sweeter. If you didn't like the first one because it was a bit
I
sweet.
tend to go for
This
the
is a bit
sweet
sweeter.
things. Yes,
So
I notice
this
you're
might-
not drinking any of this at all.
No.
If you notice me slurring my words, don't bother telling me. I love it. I love it. No, I'd tell you if I didn't like it. I love it. Can I keep this one? What's that little bottle of stuff you have there beside you? What's that?
Right, this is going back to the first one where we had the actual margarita. This is a special sort of tequila. And in a certain area of Mexico, just like in the Champagne region of France, they grow a special sort of cactus that tequila comes from. And this only comes from that area. Now, in there,
Yeah.
to prove the authenticity of the area of origin,
Yes.
is a little worm.
A little worm. Why didn't you give me that? I suppose you thought I wouldn't drink it because there's a little worm in it.
I hoped you would, because it's a present specially for you, because it's meant to be lucky to have the worm, because when people have a problem with their virility, it increases it.
Who's been talking to you?
The word got around.
Are you supposed to eat the worm and drink the...
You drink it, and then you get the worm at the bottom.
Full of protein, is it? I mean, the worm.
All you need is the chips, yes, right.
What have we got? I think I'll go back to what I have here. Thanks very much. You'd love this, wouldn't you? Oh, look at that pink number there. What's that?
Right, if you're getting
John, what is that concoction?
That's a pussyfoot.
And that's...
This is for you to have a rest. This is non-alcoholic. This is basically just juices
Oh.
and so.
Oh, very boring.
So we call it.
Why do they have such strange names on cocktails, like Between the Sheets and Brandy Alexanders and Bosom Caressers and all the rest?
Well, basically, anybody that invents a cocktail, I mean, sort of almost like owns the copyright on it, they can call it whatever they want to call it.
He's making another
so
one.
So they give it the name.
This
Yeah,
is, this is a non-alcoholic. I wish we'd
This
had
is
this on
non-alcoholic.
Wednesday. I could have recommended it to Sue Ellen. It doesn't seem to be quite the same, is it?
I don't think it's the same, no. But some people think that
Clogs up your vocal cords as well. What's in this, for goodness sake?
that's just juices, 2 different juices and grenadine to make it the pink colour. And
Yes.
it's a lot of ladies like it, or children, or whatever. But it depends.
Any of you ladies like any of this? You're not getting it. We're drinking alone here tonight. Just me and Chrissy.
What you?
Do you have your own... Yes, just me. I notice you're not touching a drop. Do you have your own cocktail bar or something in London?
I have a cocktail shop where we sell everything to make cocktails, where you can buy all things. It's actually called the cocktail shop. But
Yeah.
we also sell to bars and hotels because they are changing. I mean, the actual cocktails now aren't like they used to be. The American flavour of cocktails is coming over, and you can't get the American fast gadgetry. So we bring it in, and we're actually suppliers of that.
You have to be very careful that the straw doesn't go up your nose.
It's a good job there's not a parasol in the top.
Oh, yes, I missed that, the little parasol. Should cocktails have all that stuff?
No.
Little parasols
No.
and bits. But it's
No.
got bits of fruit.
It's,
Is it?
the presentation is important, but the fruit is really the way
What would
to
a
do it.
cocktail like this cost then?
Well, it depends. It could be about sort of £2, but in happy hour it might only be £1, which obviously is a very good
It's
comparison
a
to
good,
a gin and
healthy,
tonic.
long drink,
It's
isn't
a
it?
lovely drink for the summer.
Are they
It's a very
male,
nice punch.
male and female drinks?
Well, there are certainly drinks that females like more than the males. They tend to be the sweeter ones or the ones with cream. But the men tend to like, or should go for the Manhattans and the dry
Well,
martinis.
I like all those sweet stuff, you see. I've got a sweet
Well,
tooth. I mean,
that's fine.
is it unmanly for me to...
Absolutely not.
Who cares about the rest of the
I
program?
don't see how it can be unmanly, because, I mean, I would challenge you to drink those at the same time as somebody's drinking a pint of beer. I mean, I think you would be under the table before the man with a pint of beer.
Are they very alcoholic, these?
They are very alcoholic beers.
What's he just mixed for us now? What's that, John?
Okay,
That's the ultimate cocktail, a martini.
Ah, the old martini. Was that invented in the Martinez? You're supposed to just pass the vermouth across it, aren't you? Or let the sunlight shine from the vermouth
That's
through
right.
to the glass.
Yes, or rub the rim with your finger with a little vermouth and then drink the gin through it. That's the ultimate one. People have written books about that one drink. It's the drink that everybody has a fuss about. And that is a good drink. I mean, men cannot drink that against beer.
Notice how steady my hand is still.
I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
And you're still not drinking, are you?
I'm still impressed. I'll drink them afterwards.
Yes, I will. No, you won't drink them afterwards. I want you to guard those with your life. John, those are my drinks. And I'm going to finish them.
In the 30s, the dry martini really happened then in the 30s when there was prohibition in America. All the bootlegging started, all the bootleg gins and so on and so forth. And that's when these cocktails started, because the bootleg liquor tasted so awful. And it actually, the syrups and the juices and so on were actually added to it to actually make it more palatable
kill
to
the
the stomach.
taste. It's like the sauces on French food. Yes, it's a foul slur. What's he doing now with the
Right,
champagne?
now this is one we've brought out. We've actually made this for you. We thought green would be your colour. And we've heard a rumour that you're into Bellinis, which is juice and champagne. This is actually melon midori and champagne. So we've made this one specially for you. We thought perhaps it could be called a Wogan knee wobbler, but we thought you should christen it.
A Wogan knee trembler. No, certainly not. Hi. Can I...
Nice colour.
Terrific, lovely green colour and champagne. I could sit here all night, John, if you'd mixing the old cocktails for me.
Tough.
You hate me, don't you? You hate me sitting here drinking the drink. Hasn't cost me a penny so far. You'd love this. You'd love it. Yeah, you would. I think we'd call it a Wogan Swinger. I think that'd probably be the best name of it. Thank you very much, Chrissy, and you too, John. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, John. Who'd like to do the rest of this program? I feel like licking a Mexican, biting my hand, and throwing salt at a worm. But duty calls, there are people to meet, like the beautiful Leslie Ann Down. On the eve of the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, Derek Warwick and his teammate Patrick Tombay, a couple of